I think, as you said, it's a delicate equation. We have to be really focused right now during this energy security period that we don't abandon or kind of walk away from the decarbonization effort. And for me and for us at ABB, we're very big believers that it's all about net additions with lower emissions. And that's certainly what our study shows and how we're trying to leverage technology.
Net additions. Net additions of what, though? Are we talking about net additions of hydrocarbons?
Yeah,
Because if those hydrocarbons are going to continue to be net added, that flies in the face of what Dr. Birol over at the IEA wants to see very quickly, Brandon.
Yeah, I understand. But I think if you look at it right now, the world is consuming more hydrocarbons, coal, carbon-intense energy on a unit basis than it ever has before, at the same time trying to navigate this transition. And so I believe that both are possible. We can consume more while making it have a smaller footprint, and we need to leverage technology, innovation, partnerships to do that. So I think it is about net additions of energy consumption, providing more energy, whether it's from renewables, nuclear, and certainly some of the carbon intense hydrogen, other sources, but all while lowering the footprint or the impact that it has while you're getting it.
Brandon, I'm curious about your conversations with your clients, your customers right now in Europe. Europe is having to pour lots of money into LNG import capacity to try to, again, secure energy supplies over this winter and next. But clearly that investment in that type of infrastructure comes at the expense to some degree of investment in more green infrastructure. So what is your sense of how companies are navigating this?
Yeah, I think I've heard you all on the show today talking about some of the earnings and different things. And I think all the CEOs of those companies have commented that using those earnings to fund the energy transition is a really important part. Europe, the winter for Europe this year is obviously a concern, but I think as we look forward and there's not Russian gas, we worry about it more in the winters to come. And so getting that infrastructure on the ground to be able to receive LNG or to diversify, create green hydrogen, continue with the nuclear units. I read in Germany where they're bringing or keeping the nuclear units on until kind of the middle of next year, third quarter of next year, in order to help drive through this, as well as efforts to lower consumption, which is certainly a big part of it. One thing that we talk about at ABB all the time is that 45% of the energy in the world is consumed through electric motors. Making those motors high efficient, attaching drives to those motors, we can lower the energy consumption, which then means we don't need as much. And so I think you really have to look at this whole topic holistically in order to try and figure out how we're going to strategically attack it.
I'm curious how investment in automation in industries, the work that you do over at ABB Energy Industries, is correlated to the broader economic cycle. Is this kind of investment going to be resilient if we are headed for a recession and corporates are forced to pull back on spend?
Yeah, absolutely. Automation is critical to enhancing the efficiencies of these facilities. So being able to allow them to do more with less. And what that's true on conventional assets, whether it's oil and gas or conventional power, thermal power, whatever it may be, but also for the new industries. In order to get the cost curves down, bringing automation and digitalization into things like solar, into wind, into green hydrogen, biofuels, all of these require automation and digitalization solutions. And the more that we can do that and integrate it, the higher we can push these efficiencies, the more we can lower the costs. And so I think it is absolutely resilient investment in these assets.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.